Good evening, all of you all. Right. Good evening, Dharma sir. Good evening. I don't know, is it Shanti ma'am or Vinayak? Who is it?
Good evening, sir. Good evening.
Good evening, good evening sir.
Good to see you, sir. You're looking younger by the day, sir.
Sir, Prerith is saying good evening to you. Prerith is my kid from Indore.
Oh, good evening.
Big time exports, very silent performer.
Oh, wow.
Right. But all of you all, this is Dharma sir. Right. And we're going to have a joint session. Abhishek, hi, good evening. Right. Good evening, Akshata. Akshata, bete, good evening. Hitenji, good evening. Sir, Gani is from US. I keep saying this.
Oh, wow.
Good evening, sir. At Dharma, sir. Different background today. I'm working from office.
Okay.
Prasad Kata. Okay. Good evening, Prasad.
SPGN office, sir?
Lala, sir. Client office.
Client office. Okay. All right.
Good evening, Parth. Where is saying, kind? No, bacha. You are an achiever. Varun, good evening. The green looks great. Thanks, yeah, Varun. Good evening, Ishan. Today, Bete, we are going to get you all, it's a mission stronger balance sheet, right? So we started with MIS. Samir sir came with mindset. And today we will talk about vision and how do you put in systems. Good evening, Ankit Bete. How do you put in systems, right? So Dharma sir is an expert on that, absolute expert on that. In one of the consulting assignments that we did together. Good evening, Adarsh. Right? God bless. Right. First thing he asked the promoter was, "What is your mission?" And I was like, "Why is sir asking this question?" And within 15 days, I realized why he was asking this question. It's the same thing about when we do this in college. We say, "Yaar, ye to kya hai, yaar? Vision, mission, all that nonsense." That strategy now people take it seriously. Namaste, Govind. Right? People take it seriously, but vision, mission also is important. Tactics is important, right? How do you achieve your goals? So Dharma sir is from BITS Pilani. He is also guiding a lot of startups. Dharma sir, Jay sir is saying hello to you.
Yeah,
So
hi, Jay.
Through Dharma sir. Okay, so I told you yesterday also, anybody looking for virtual accounting systems, Jay sir is the person. Anybody looking at getting strategic advice to your business, I can't think of anybody better than Dharma sir. I think about 7 companies he's mentoring. I should not say that, but he's already with IIT Bombay. He mentors them, and he has his own consulting firm. Very, very prominent consulting firm. He's worked with Philips, Johnson and Johnson, and a family managed business. So he understands the dynamics of family managed businesses extremely well. So that was a brief about Dharma sir. I'll start the session now, right, in 1 minute. May I know who is it? Is it Vinayak or Shanti ma'am there? Sureshji's team?
Sir, it's me, Vinayak.
Hi.
Hi, sir.
I'll start the recording.
Yes, sir. Started.
I'll start. Okay. So good evening, all of you all. Right. I don't remember which session are we in, but I know that it's going on extremely well. Sorry, I've lost count. Thanks to Abhishek Biani, he's making my life simpler. So he's posting the summary of all the lectures across the line. Thanks to Abhishek in our Telegram group. Right. For those who are not aware of Abhishek, he himself is the owner of a company known as a listed company known as Damodar Industries. Right. Very, very big in export turnovers. Right, and textiles, but the kid is kind enough to post this for all of us. This session again today we are going on a different mission after today. Mission next entire week will be. We had our small meeting yesterday, a group of 4 of us, and then we talked about how to improve boost India's exports. We had a very general chat, and we have formed the idea now. Next week we'll implement it. So next week completely we'll focus on improving exports of the country through businesses. I don't know how this happens, Dharma sir. Today I was sitting, dear colleagues, this is just God. And I get a call from a lady by the name of Sarika. And I don't even know her. Sonal. And then, you know what? She sends me and she is into factoring. I don't even know these people. Now, if you are exporting and you are not sure you'll get your payment back, you need a factor. And I got that connection just by itself. So today afternoon, the lady calls me saying that Krishna referred me. Krishna is our colleague from Platinum Industries, the sponsor for our Zoom. He referred and she came. I said, "Who are you?" And she started speaking. And she will be there on our, so that is one updation. She will be there on Menon Mantras next week because many of you are scared to export because you're not sure you'll get the payments back. So yes, I think it's all falling in place because we all mean good for each other. So we start today's session. Vinayji, you'll have to give me share screen rights, please. Vinayji, I'll need share screen rights, please.
Sir, it's done. You can take now. You can share now.
Thanks. How's your MBA preparation going on?
Sir, completed KMAT exam and already take admission at Ernakulam.
Wow, very good. Congrats.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, so we start with a disclaimer clause. Straight, thanks to Gani. Right. I think I should add this in the Telegram group also is what I was told, which I will do very soon. The group is expanding as my son noticed, but honestly, I'm not looking for numbers. I'm looking for whether I'm adding quality to everybody. Right, it's as simple as that. And yesterday I got a couple of questions which I really liked, going beyond loans. So one was the lady asking me about TDS, and there was one more which I thought which was very good about investments. So I think slowly kids are coming out of loans because that work is done and dusted. Those who have not done it, you better do it fast now. Because as Sanjay sir mentioned very clearly, 3 lakh crore is the limit. Within that, if you don't do it, that opportunity is gone. And I think now already they have crossed 1.90 lakh crores. So just about to scheme to end. But please don't too much of negotiations, finish it. Don't think about 0.5% here and there. Yes, my tribute always to Dr. Srikanth. He inspires me day in, day out. Now to even more, right? Even more he inspires me. Parimal Machan sir, all of you all, my students, my colleagues, my respected teachers. I'm sitting at a client's place today. And for this session, again, my YouTube partners, my son, right? Today I won't say him sitting by my side, right? He'll be watching me from there, I'm sure. Because I told him Dharma sir is there and he loves Dharma sir. Shanti ma'am and Vinayak ji, right? Sorry, I didn't write it, but you are definitely part of it. Thank you. So next, within 2 days, it is uploaded. It's all thanks to efforts of these people. So I've decided that anybody who comes on this platform, within 2 days, we'll upload it. People work with different mindsets. I don't want anything to go viral. I'm very clear. Even if 5 people watch it, they get the benefit, I'm happy. Nothing wrong or right. I'm not saying somebody's right and I'm right. That's my philosophy, right? And I can see some of you are watching certain videos even more than certain other videos, which is completely fine. So if agriculture interests you, watch that video. If exports from Bhaskar sir interests you, please watch that video. Rohanji's from hospitality, please watch that video. Right, I think this is a message I want to send to my son sitting there, Sri Krishna. Numbers, it doesn't matter, but life is all about quality. You're a young man, and if you want to see what numbers are, just look at the life of the superstar Rajesh Khanna, where Dharma sir will agree, right? At one point of time, he was a superstar, and towards the end, there was nobody for him. So don't get, this is a message to all youngsters, don't go by numbers, right? It's about the quality of life. C.A. Abhay, my partner, he always helps me in the slides. Today's respected speaker, Dharmarajan sir, absolutely respected ex-BITS Pilani, Johnson & Johnson Philips. He was doing very, very well. But then he decided that he would become a consultant. He decided that for him, life is not about making too much of money. And he was incidentally tipped to take over as number 2. He was number 2 and he was tipped to take over as number 1. And suddenly, right, there was a job cut. And sir, right, realized that, he may have to take some more time to become number 1. And which is where he decided enough. And he came out of the corporate world, worked, and I'm read from my phone now. He worked with a company known as Telenet. I should not make mistakes in taking names. That's a family managed business, right? And he worked with them as top management. He joined them as chief execution officer. But in the end, he ended up doing everything. So unlike a professional organization like Gani works, where he becomes very restricted, I love the attitude of dear Gani. He's learning every single thing today. So he's in charge, he's senior management of purchase. In family managed business, what happens, as Dharma sir says, is unlike a professional management, you can do everything. So he has done business operations, manufacturing, supply chain, quality, HR, and admin. And even today, he's close to the family, right? Though sir has decided to become a consultant, he's still very close to the family. Incidentally, he's at IIT Bombay because of that family. He brings the best of both worlds, corporate, because Johnson & Johnson and Philips, and of course, family managed business. A great person in terms of encouraging youngsters. right? Startups is his nuance. He's on the board of, he has not written that, but I know for sure he's on the board of 6-7 companies. He likes to encourage startups. So he thinks that's the way to go about. Amazingly adept at sales and technology. So these two different things that sir is adept at. One is sales, second is technology. Impactsure Consulting is also into technology. And I think currently they have a project from Aditya Birla Group. The last I met sir about 6 months back. This is my request to all of you all. Those who have done it, thank you very much. Those who have still not done it, I request you all again. Incidentally, Ms. Rashi Sai wrote to me saying that she has been featured by NDTV. Thank you very, very much. Right, you kids made the difference. All right, it starts at 200 rupees, but I think the task is not about getting sponsored in NDTV. We have got a long way to go. This picture of these kids is what I want to see. That, you know, right? Please, if you've not done it even now, please do it. My humble request, just a request. Okay, and I believe karma comes back in a good form. Yes, sponsors. I keep inviting sponsors. Some of you all donate and don't like my name. Like that, I take your name. Like yesterday, Bansal, my kid Bansal he was very upset with me. He said, why? So I said, no, I want to take your name because that encourages others also. And second, I need to respect entrepreneurs because they are, see, for you to contribute 10 or 12,000 rupees is okay, but somebody is backing you up. We need to respect that. Vismay, my first sponsor. Saurabh Agarwal, always a great guy. Right, comeback is the comeback man for me. The more I hear about him from Manas, the more respect I go for him. Right, this family, I still don't know their brand. Right, Aditya. So I go with this photograph. Okay. Speedo Communications, Pai Brothers. I see suddenly Nagendra Pai is taking a lot of interest in finance, which is extremely good. Very proud to see that. And finance is logic, simple. Yes, SS Techno, Prasad Khattav, love him. Brilliant guy, right? 0% wastage, right? Family, very well grounded is what I could say. Hiranya, the lady entrepreneur. It's a very nice mix, I could say. Right? Hartek, Simarpreet, right? Touched many lives, right? Doing well, right? Father's name is Hartek and they pushed first generation entrepreneur. Now coming to Simar, the second generation. Sri Devi, my Akshay Kalyanpur, love him for his simplicity. Love his wife more for her social work. She teaches primary and secondary students in BMC because she wants to do social service. So how can you not love such a person who wants to do something for the society, right? Today's sponsor is, normally we say Maharashtrians don't make good businessmen. That's the norm that we say. Typically, that's the norm that we say. That maybe that's a fact also. It's got to do with culture. I've never seen a Marwadi get into, or a Gujarati get into a job because it's possibly the way they are groomed. But having said, again, our SPJ student, Sunanda, love him, right? Great guy. Extremely good word of mouth, right? He has been selling waterproofing products, the entire family. By sheer word of mouth. So these are all cliches, you know. This one, will South Indians means good in accounting, right? They are good in IT, all cliches. It doesn't really matter. It's your EQ and IQ that comes in. And today I want to break that mindset. After Sir's class, you will just get charged up. And then we'll go into mission exports. Simple. Stronger balance sheets via exports. Stronger balance sheets via exports. After exports, I'll take you through ratios. That's my promise. I'll take you through ratios. Right? Top 5 waterproofing brands in India. Right? Completed the waterproofing of it's a mindset game. Largest cricket stadium. And extremely important that, you know, that their entire thing is 9 rupees per square feet, which he says is most economical given the efficiency of service that Sunanda offers. This is the stadium that this kid has done. God bless him. Yes, his team, this is the kid, right? Love him, right? Again, grounded, SP Jain, privileged to know them. Dharma, one thing good about these kids is, you know, when I meet them, I don't realize what turnovers they have because they never show off. And that's something which I learned. Humility is something I learned from this kid. I was speaking to Prerit the other day. The way he started talking about soybean exports, I was like, boss, आपको इतना पता है? He said, हाँ sir, 2009 से मैं एक सब कर रहा हूँ, 2012 से ये सब मैं कर रहा हूँ. That's the humility that each of these kids possess. I have learned humility from them. This is that wonderful family, absolutely wonderful family, right? I think one thing good about this is what they have done is they have encouraged the daughter to continue in the same business. Unlike, again, one more cliche broken. नहीं बेटी का शादी हो के वो चली जाएगी तो क्या करना है? But I realized when I went through their profile, dear Ishita is still supporting. Saurabh is a rock star. He's our kid, right? So, right, Aman, son-in-law, Ishita, right? Saurabh, right? Narel, I think I'm pronouncing it wrongly. I'm sorry, Saurabh. Right, Razia and Surendra. That's this Surendra sir and Razia ma'am. They are the backbones. This is their qualifications. This is what attracted me. The elder daughter is still with the family. Extremely critical. Again, one more cliche broken. Normally we say, "Yaar, शादी होके गया ना तो उनका संभालेगा." नहीं, not necessary, right? So they are still continuing the same business, and the founder director is Dr. Razia, mother, which is even more interesting. So one more cliche broken. One more cliche broken. So here you see that support is entire credit is given to the mother, and that's very good. Absolutely very good. And this is not so that they can get stamp duty benefits. So all of us, we buy houses in the name of the wives and put her name first so that we get stamp duty benefit or 0.25% reduction in interest. I think this came from the heart. In India, when we say we need a woman directors, you call your wife and say, sit, you're a woman director now. And that was not the intention of the government, okay, though you have fulfilled the norm. I start with a joke, right? Since sir is an expert in startups and encouraging existing businesses to start new things, I had to get a joke for Dharma sir, giving his profile. So he is a master in getting existing businesses to start new things. So I again, my son does a good job about this. He sent this joke, serious studies for junior KG entrance exam. Don't worry, very soon India is going to come to this level, I'm sure. Gane will be laughing. His kids are extremely well settled in US, but India is still going this way, right? Competition, fight, marks, right? Okay, 3 people that you should look out in life to achieve success. Mentor. Dharma sir is one such mentor. And he is a mentor to many. Peer, for me, he is my peer. So please understand, you need to look at some people in life to achieve success. Today, I've got somebody to talk to you all, a mentor, a peer who inspires people. I will now not like to show you the next slide because this I'm going to come back. Don't leave after sir's class because I want to give you something in data management. I will take a pause here. All right, sir, over to you, Dharma sir. Would love you all to speak. I'm stopping sharing with your permission. Imran, my audio is fine, absolutely fine. Parth is already confirmed. Yes, sir. Over to you, sir. I'm stopping the screen. It's over to you, sir. You could share your screen. Over to you, sir.
Thank you so much, Anil Menon, sir, for this wonderful opportunity. Thanks for those wonderful and warm introduction. I feel very humble and really privileged to be part of this group, and just wanted to share some nuggets that I have learned over the last 25 years. So thank you once again for the opportunity, sir. And so, can I share my screen? Will be,
yes, sir. I have stopped sharing. You would like to do it, or you want me to pull out your presentation and do it for you? I'll do it for you. I'll pull out your presentation.
No, Dharma sir, you can share. I have already. You can share, sir. No issue.
I can?
Dharma sir, you can share.
Okay, let me second.
So there is a share screen right at the bottom. What I'll do, class, is I'll also quickly pull up sir's presentation. You might be wondering, I've become a veteran in this group. It's all thanks to you all, colleagues.
I need to share a presentation. Can you see my screen?
Yes, sir. We can see.
You can see my screen. Okay.
Yes, sir.
All right. Thank you so much. So, as sir mentioned, I started off as a salesman about 25 years ago. People thought I did my graduation from BITS Pilani, and people thought that I was a little okay in communication, and I landed in my job as a salesman. And so I continue to be a salesman even today. Started with HCL. I was barely there for 365 days. And then I joined a wonderful organization, Philips. I had a super opportunity there. I was groomed. I was lucky. I was groomed personally by the managing director of Philips himself to take over responsibilities. As a 25-year-old young man, getting a business responsibility was big. And I had that lucky opportunity, and I started off. And as things went further, a lot of new things came my way, and destiny took me to another multinational, which was in Johnson and Johnson. I had no reason to quit Philips, since I was being mentored by the managing director himself to take over big responsibilities. But destiny has its own play, and I took up the opportunity with Johnson and Johnson. The challenges became bigger, and so was the fun. I was there for between both the multinationals, the European and the American multinationals, for close to 10 years. And then, as Anil sir rightly mentioned, I decided to, at some point in time, I thought that, I was so ambitious. I wanted to do so much in life with a corporate and with multinationals. I wanted to become a CEO, and all those ambitions came in this thing. And you reach a position so soon in your life, suddenly you realize that, is it all worth it? I suddenly decided, let me take a different step. And I was looking for a break. And I got the fortune of joining an indigenous organization, a small family managed business, a husband and wife team, having their office in Ghatkopar and a manufacturing facility in Navi Mumbai. That excited me. One of the very few Indian companies in telecom which were creating products. And I thought, let me try this out. I didn't know whether it would work for me, having worked in a multinational. So I come with a lot of pomp and prestige, and suddenly working in a small organization. Will it suit me, or will it suit them? We were both trying it out. But working in a family business was amazing. Once you get closer to the family, then you become a part of the family. That's what happened. I thought, let me try for 6 months and see what happens. And I was there with them for 14 years. The family business made me learn so many new things. It is not just about, though I started off heading their sales portfolio. Over a period of time, I started looking after the factory operations, to look after the purchase, look after the general operations, and became part of course, part of the management team. And as family, you are involved in every business, every decisions that the company took. So I also got the opportunity to nurture or be a part of some diversified entities that the family wanted to do. So it became a fabulous experience for me. So I could inculcate the corporate learnings that I had earlier in the family. I understood the nuances or the challenges that a family managed business or an entrepreneur driven business faces, and be a part of the whole journey on a hands-on working. So it was a beautiful journey. And that too, we were working in telecom. The telecom, it was all very dynamic business. We were competing with Chinese products, one of the very few Indian companies to manufacture them. The technology changes were rapid. So we had to come out with products quickly to meet with the product and the market requirements. So it was interesting. So on one hand, you need to understand what is happening in the market, and translate them into what kind of products that you can develop internally, and how to commercialize them in the least possible time and in the most cost-effective way. So this was a unique challenge that we faced. The customers never gave a preference to the Indian company, though they liked supporting Indian company. They never gave a premium to an Indian company. The Chinese is offering at this price. If you're able to offer a product at the same price or lower than that, we will give you a chance. So our challenge was to meet those requirements. And I'm happy to say that we could manage all of those due to certain innovative practices that we followed. So that was a unique experience personally for me, which I enjoyed, I gathered over the 14 years of my lovely relationship with the family. And about a couple of years ago, the telecom market was going altogether total change. And that's when they decided to kind of take a dormant phase. And I felt it was time for me to look at something on my own. So I had the experience of 10 plus years in the multinationals, 14 years in the Indian multinationals, so to say, the family managed enterprise. So I thought of bringing in that expertise to help entrepreneurs. So I was thinking, what should I do? Should I start off something on my own? Should I help people? I did start off, I started off on some consulting assignments with some projects. Anil sir has been kind enough to refer me some of the projects. I mean, a couple of years ago, that was our start of our relationship. And then we worked on those projects very interestingly. It was a very nice experience that I had. And in the last 2 years, a lot of new things had happened. So I do have my own software firm, which is into machine learning, artificial intelligence, robotic process automations, the natural language processing. We're working on the cutting edge technologies, helping small and medium enterprises with their process automations. So we started off on a software venture. While the software ventures was on, my heart was saying something that I should do something beyond one company that I was working, that I was building. So when I started my consulting firm, my mission was to help entrepreneurs. I came in with some experience of handling a family managed business, the challenges that the family managed business and a small entrepreneur or a small and medium enterprise faces, and what process improvements one can do to help that organization to take it to a different level was what I had learned. And I wanted to share that knowledge with many others. So my mission became helping entrepreneurs to take it to a different level, to scale to scale their business and grow their business. That became a mission. So while I have a very efficient organization that's going on, my personal mission is to help entrepreneurs like you all. So that's the premise with which we started. That was the premise with which I started engaging with my interaction with Anil Menon sir happened. And thank you very much once again for this lovely opportunity. So that's the basis with which we started. The name ImpactSure happened. People ask me, what is the name of ImpactSure? And I asked our designer to come up with a logo for ImpactSure. The designer came up with, you can see the logo, came up with an ImpactSure logo with so many things around it. So what it means is consulting. Consulting is about doing everything, right? From technology to speaking to consulting to sales to help in growth. So it kind of summarizes what we do. ImpactSure, I'm not claiming that I will create an impact for you. What I will do, the impact will be created by you all. And that I am sure of. I'm just a facilitator in the whole process. So that's the basis with which we started off on this journey. As I go along, I just wanted to start with a small story. A few months ago, I received a WhatsApp message on my phone. It was about a story of two friends, John and Peter. They were playing on thin ice. You know, as you can see, there's thin ice in somewhere in the Europe. And when they were playing, there were warning signs that there is thin ice, you need to be careful. But kids are kids. The parents are always strict about things, but kids always like to defy them. They ignored the alarm and they started to play. Suddenly, Peter went inside the ice broke and they went inside the lake under the water. John did not know what to do. He was panicking. He saw his friend going inside the water and he didn't know what to do. He started going here, helter-skelter, and suddenly he found a tree nearby and he ran to the tree. He climbed the tree, broke open a huge branch of the tree, came back running, and he started hitting the place where his friend was stuck. In a short period of time, John could take out Peter from outside, and he pulled out, and he could manage to pull him outside with the help of the branch. Later, when the paramedics came and they looked around, they were baffled as to see how those two little boys could manage such a feat. How could that boy could have gone up the tree, break open such a huge branch, bring it, take his friend out? How is it even possible? They were baffled. And that was a time when an old man standing there made a comment. The boy could do it because there was nobody around him to tell him that it was not possible. He just went with his gut and he did it. And it became possible for him. Now, when I read this story, I got reminded of our own mythological story of Ramayana. So let me narrate that part of the story as well. You can see the Ramayana picture that is there. So in the Ramayana, there was this one character called Jambavan. Have you heard of the name Jambavan? Jambavan was the old bear, considered the wisest in the group, that helped Lord Rama find his wife Sita when they came to know that Sita was abducted by the 10-headed Ravana and taken to a far-off place in Lanka. Rama was looking for help, and that was the time when these people, the monkey clan, they said that they would help Lord Rama find Sita. And they were wondering as to how they will be able to find Sita. So all of them sat together, the wise council sat together, and they were thinking as to how they will find Sita, how they will go to Lanka. And that was the time when it was proposed that a person who can go to Lanka should be able to travel across the ocean, the faraway Lanka, maneuver, reach Lanka by crossing the ocean, find Sita in the giant kingdom of Ravana, find the place, maneuver himself inside, find Sita, convey a message, and then come back successfully. It was a tricky assignment. And they were wondering as to who can do this assignment. At that was the time, the old bear, Jambavan, proposed the name of Hanuman. Now, Hanuman, the monkey, it was said that Hanuman does not remember his own potentials. So it needed somebody to tell Hanuman that he was the one who's capable of achieving such a feat. And Jambavan not only motivated Hanuman, he mentioned that it was only Hanuman that can go to Lanka and be able to do it without any problem. When Jambavan pushed Hanuman, Hanuman became immensely motivated, and he did that seemingly impossible feat with a certain ease. Now, in these two stories, what is the connection of John and Peter and Hanuman and Jambavan? In the first one, there was nobody to tell the person that it was not possible. In the second story, there was a Jambavan to tell Hanuman that it is possible for you, and so you can do it. And that's how Hanuman went and did that impossible feat. In both, they did what was considered impossible. Friends, we are all Hanumans. We are all blessed with immense potentials. We always look for a Jambavan to tell us what we are capable of, to shake us beyond our boundaries. to make us think beyond what we thought we were capable of. We were always looking for that Jambavan. I just wanted to tell you that Hanuman is not somebody, Hanuman is all you, and the Jambavan is somebody hiding inside you. He's within you, telling you that you can do it, bro. He comes out in the form of guts. He comes out in the form of instincts. It comes out in the form of soulmate. Just listen to your heart telling you, you can do it, bro. So before I get into the process of vision, mission, business, challenges, I thought you just have to listen. It's important that it is important for you to listen to your own intuition, your own heart, to tell you that you can do anything that is possible. So today we are looking at Anil sir has started off this wonderful mission of creating healthy balance sheets. Can we do it? How easily can we do it? Can we become the largest exporter in the world? It is all up to us. It is up to us to believe that we can do it. And so, how can we go ahead and do it? Right? Have the faith and go ahead. So, while we're talking about some of these processes and all that, I just wanted to touch upon some of these small skills and sensitive points which get forgotten in our daily routine and our rat race. So that's why I wanted to mention about this story, which inspired me. And I have shared this in few occasions, and I was told that it inspired many others too. So I thought of sharing it with you all. Moving ahead, I just wanted to ask you, we are today talking of a lot of the situation has changed, world is changing. There is people are talking about pandemic and all those things around us. Still, we're finding joy in whatever we're doing. Can you think of some of the amazing things that happened in the it's almost 6 months that is getting over in this year 2020? I would like you to take a moment to think of some of those amazing things that happened in the last 6 months. It could be in the business. It could be in your relationships. It could be in your health. You started spending more time on your health. Did you start spending more time with your friends and families? I was busy in my corporate avatar and running around and ambition and all that. This pandemic helped me to connect with my family, play caroms with my son and my wife, bond with each other. What were some of those experiences, good experiences? Could you pursue some nice hobby? Could you add to your social contribution? I'm so glad Menon sir has started this amazing program of Hunger Collective and collecting for a mission and helping so many people in need. A wonderful social contribution. It's all important. It makes us healthy in both physically and mentally. So just think for a moment, what were those wonderful things that happened in the last year, in the last 6 months? Just acknowledge those wonderful things. Things are not so bad as you listen in the news or whatever. The other day I was listening to Samish sir, Anil Menon sir mentioned that I should listen to some of the lectures. So I happened to attend that session. I was so energized by that session. He also mentioned about, people are not bothered about what is happening outside. People are happy about what they're doing. Let's spread that happiness. Let's do things with joy. Think about what were those amazing things that happened, right? Having said that, there could be some disappointments too. I don't want to talk only about what were those amazing things so that you don't keep regretting. Take a moment, pause. If there are any regrets, if there are anything that you thought that you missed in life, or you could have done better in the last year or in the last 6 months. Think for a moment, think about it. Could you spend your me time? Could you spend your hobby? Could you get your dream client? Could you get the money that you wanted? If you thought that there are certain disappointments, just again, pause for a moment, think about it, and then reflect upon it and come back as to how you will handle that. So that's why I don't want to ignore the regrets. I don't want to ignore the disappointments. While you think of all the great things that happened, think of it and how you can come out of it. Just acknowledge it. So please do spend a couple of minutes on all these. Now, having talked about the amazing things and the disappointments, now comes the most important part, which is generally forgotten. In my opinion, two things are very important, which are underrated in our daily lives: kindness and gratitude. In our hurry to perform, in our hurry to make money, in our hurry to do things, we forget being gratitude. We forget the aspect of kindness. I personally feel, and I've been taught, and I vouch for it, that you practice kindness and gratitude, all the problems will get solved. Think of all those people who have helped you during this journey. Take a moment to thank them. Have you ever spoken to your person, to somebody who has helped you, and said, thank you? I'm so thankful to Anil Menon sir for giving me so many opportunities. I keep thanking him, and I would like to thank him all the time. While on this moment of gratitude, and I want to mention some people. I live in Mulund, where Anil Menon sir lives, and I cross the place where he lives very often. And most often when I drive in my car, I see one person walking around on that road. And I feel so blessed to see him. That is Anil Menon sir's father. That place, where he lives, next to it is a school. And many times there would be some plastic covers and small things lying around, with some littering. And I see here comes a man without any expectations, without any this thing. He just picks up that paper, puts it into the dustbin, walks around. I have not seen it once. I have not seen it twice. I have not seen it thrice. I've seen it umpteen number of times. He doing it so selflessly. I'm so grateful to him for being such a noble person that he is. And you can see all those nobility, all those wonderful traits in Anil Menon sir himself. Thank you so much for all that, what you're doing, sir. Just wanted to express and take this opportunity to express it wholeheartedly, sir. The friends, it's important to express gratitude to people who have supported you in your needs in your hours of need, and also otherwise, in your good times, in your not so good times. Take a moment to acknowledge them. It will take you far. Rest of all the businesses, processes will all fall in place. These are the three important things which I learned in my career. These are the important things that I learned in my experience in the family managed business that I went in. If I was in love with the family, and if the family was in love with me, it was because of this gratitude. I'm so grateful to them for what they made me. It has helped me to address you all today. Thank you so much. Now getting back to your business. Before I get into the business part and all those things, one of the questions whether it's a startup or an established business, or you're looking at diversification, or you're looking at any new project, any new feature in a product, always ask this question, why? When you ask this question, why, it gives you lots of answers as to what is it that makes you do that particular thing. And why do you want to do this? Identify your purpose. When I came out of the corporate jobs and when I started on my own of consulting, this question started coming in my mind all the time. What is my purpose? What is it that I wanted to do? And then one day it came out very clearly, and I got answers from all the sides. The universe gives you a lot of signals that my purpose is to help fellow entrepreneurs reach their potentials and help them grow, scale and grow. That became my purpose. It was not, if I was concentrating on one company that I was building, probably I would have made it into a 100 crore company or a 200 crore company. I don't know what number. I don't want to give it. As Anil Menon sir said some time ago, don't go just by the number. I may have created that particular number, but I thought, by working with people like you all, I can create many more such companies, and that became my mission. That became my purpose in life. And that is what energizing me. And when I meet youngsters like you all, it gives me even more energy. So that became my purpose. When you're doing any product, you're doing any project, or if you're diversifying into a new startup or into a new company, ask yourself this question: what is your purpose? Why are you doing it? Are you doing it because someone else is doing it? Are you becoming a me too? Or are you doing it because you have something within you which your intuition tells you that you can do it better, you can do it in some way? The other day when I was just listening to Samish sir, he talked about a beautiful concept of that finding your relative point. That was a beautiful concept that he talked about, right? Be a reference point, sorry. That reference point was a beautiful concept. Now, if you're an entrepreneur and if you have somebody, an idol, whom you think that they have created such a wonderful company or a wonderful product, is it good to look at what they have done? Yes, of course it is. It's wonderful to look at them. You're not copying what they're doing, but you're getting inspired by what they have done. That is the reference point which Samish sir was talking about. Now, you need to find your own reference point, as he mentioned the other day. That will be your purpose. What is that reference point? What is that your purpose? Why do you want to do it? And how you can better what you want to do. It can be in any business. You may be in an agarbatti business. You may be in logistics business. You may be in tools and machinery. You may be in telecom. You may be in chemicals. You may be in textiles. You may be in services. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter whether you're in manufacturing or services. What is your purpose? Why are you doing it? That is important. I can give you a lot of stories on it. Someday when we meet, maybe I will share some stories on the purpose. It's very interesting. And how companies have found out their purpose and why they are doing it and what made them successful. Right. Now, going back on the topic of the day, I just wanted to, this is something which I generally do it as a workshop. I help some companies. I work closely with them depending on thing. I just wanted to give you a snapshot of what it is, of what a goal setting process is, what vision, mission. Yes, as sir mentioned some time ago, a lot of it are cliched. What is vision? What is mission? What are values, strategy? These are big terms. And does it mean anything for a small enterprise? Does it mean anything? वो बोलता है मुझे धंधा करना है और कुछ नहीं करना है, आपका विजन से वो कुछ मतलब नहीं है. Is that so? What I'm just asking, what is it that you want to do? What is your purpose? These, you can talk, you can say that vision, all these things may be cliches. It is just that to put things in perspective, to have clarity in your mind. A vision is nothing but what is the direction and where you want to take your organization, where you want to go. A mission is nothing but how you want to achieve where you want to go. Values are something which I personally feel is very important. That will help you it will give you a lot of answers, and it will tell you why you will achieve your vision or where you want to take. And the last but not the least, it's the strategy. Strategy is the deliberate action that you need to do. What you need to do to achieve what you want to achieve. Simple things. So these are the 4 major points that you need to consider. And how will you achieve these? I've just broken down into 4 pillars, what I have seen based on my experience and based on what the insights I gathered over the years. So just broken down into a few points, a learning and growth perspective. I'll just take you one more slide, which will give you a little more details on it. And then, just a snapshot. I can share these information with you all, no problems. So learning and growth perspective, internal business process perspective, customer perspective, financial perspective. Simple things: financial, revenue, better balance sheet. That's our mission, right? How do you get better balance sheet? You need to have happy customers. How do you get happy customers? You need to have your processes in place. You need to have built-in efficiency. And how will you build in efficiency? You need to have your team working cohesively. So I just broken down into few points as to what are these. What is a learning and growth perspective? These are some of the competencies that you need to build in your team, some technologies that you need to have, what is the environment that you need to generate. From an internal, it should be innovation, it should be process, it should be operational, you should have ERP, you should have SAP or whatever, things, what makes your company operationally stronger to achieve your things. And of course, last is in that, you need to have ethical processes which will comply with the laws of the land. Customer perspective, most important point, where how your product, services, your relationship, your image, your brand, all those come in, your pricing strategy, and all these. So all these are, each one is fairly detailed. I'm just giving you a snapshot of what you need to look at. And then ultimately, it all leads to the financial, the revenue and the growth strategy, the productivity strategy, which leads to improved stakeholder value, which leads to your mission of better balance sheets, right? So this is the overall process. It makes it a lot of it is English, a lot of it may sound a little cliched, but actually if you look at it, these are plain, simple, common sense and simple things which we can do. Very small things that we can do. What I learned in that in the family business, in the manufacturing organizations, that in English you can say process improvements, but what you do is a small activity, a person, 2 person doing one job, and you just swap the places, the productivity increases. You just do it by observation, you just do it by practice. And in English, we call it process improvement. There are many things that we do, but when we do it with an unbiased way, it's simple things that matter, right? So that is in a nutshell as to what is it. I would be happy to discuss with you a little more on any of these. If you have any of these questions or anything, I would be happy to discuss, or I would be happy to address any of the challenges that you may be facing, right? And before I sum up, so I was just a little cognizant of time. I don't know what Anil sir, how the time is looking. So I'm just trying to summarize the whole thing. Before I summarize on this, now in my experience of I've been helping with Sir was mentioning that I've been in the board of few companies. Yes, I've been in the board of few companies. I'm running my own startups. The energy that I got is that in the last 2 years, there were two things. One is the practical experience of 24 years of corporate that I had, and I started investing on learning. So from a theoretical point of view, so I did a lot of certification courses, from mergers and acquisitions to quality systems to directorial board practice to entrepreneurship, from Wharton to the Indian Institute of the Ministry of Corporate Affairs, and all these things I did in the last 2 years. But more importantly, in the last 2 years, I have met not less than 1,000 entrepreneurs to understand what they're doing, what are their challenges, how they have been functioning through various forums, on personal meetings, to go into factories, to go into, irrespective of whether they are in manufacturing, whether they are services. More than 1,000 people I would have met. A lot of insights came in, and that led to putting this small, I've just summarized all those learnings into these 2 slides and do that. And then when I started off on this mission on scaling growth and scaling for the entrepreneurs to reach their potentials, an interesting thought came up. How do people reach their potentials? What happens when they scale up? What happens when they turn around? A person may be doing 1 crore business, and suddenly you realize that the person has a potential to do 100 crores. How does he shift his mindset from doing a 1 crore business to a 100 crore business? What happens? Right? Is that easy? Is that challenging? Or is that possible? As I mentioned, anything is possible. You just have to believe in yourself and go for it. Whether you're doing a 1 crore business today, and if you have to do a 100 crore business in the next year, is it possible? Yes, it is possible. You just have to believe and make it happen. How do you make it happen? You believe in yourself, you will make it happen. So I just want to narrate a small story once again. I started with a story. I would like to end up with another story. It is about the story of the dragonfly. Have you seen a dragonfly, how the dragonfly and the lily ponds? These lily ponds, I don't know if the lily ponds, if you've seen. In the water, there are a lot of lily ponds. There are a lot of lilies in the lily pond. And if you see the dragonflies, they will keep, all of them, there will be thousands of dragonflies together running around in circles on the lily pond, making zzz noise, and they'll keep running helter-skelter, helter-skelter, helter-skelter. And that's how they are. And so the story goes like this. So why is the dragonfly in flocks doing this, and how are they doing it? So the dragonfly, it starts off as a small worm, small insect, right? Which lies on the bottom of the stem, lily stem. And they are together, millions of those small, tiny, weeny insects. They are together inside the water. And then suddenly, one by one, they go up the lily stem and go up that lily flower. And then something else happens. So whoever goes up as a worm, as a tiny insect, it has never come back. Now one day, all those tiny insects inside under the water, they decided to get together, and they thought, okay, every time we face this challenge of people get together, people go up, and we don't know what is happening, and we don't see him coming back. So they made a promise that whoever, if I go, I will definitely come back. So they decided amongst themselves, and they said that, okay, I'll come back and tell you what happens, and it is for sure. And then one insect goes up. It goes on, sits on the flower, on the small platform on the flower, and then sunlight falls on the insect. And what happens? metamorphosis happens. The insect, it starts to get wings. And slowly the wings become bigger and bigger. And it starts to fly. The moment it starts to fly, and it goes around, it becomes a totally different person, right? From being a small insect to the with wings, and when it starts to fly, and then the one person which promised that I will come back, it suddenly remembered it had forgotten. It had transformed, it had metamorphosized, and it had transformed totally, and it started to fly all over. And suddenly it remembers that, oh, I had promised my fellow beings that I will come back. I will come back, and let me see what happens. And it comes back to see what happens. And it comes back, and then it flies around the lily pond. But you know what happens? It has already transformed. The tiny little worms inside, they are not able to recognize this transformed person, this transformed dragonfly. The dragonfly is a different person, the different thing. They're not able to do that. The dragonfly is hoping that somebody will be able to recognize the dragonfly. And he's hoping that I can help it. So the dragonfly keeps flying and flying and flying around the lily pond. And then one after the other, it comes out. And they become a flock. Friends, this is what happens when you transform. This is what happens when you grow. Is it possible from 1 crore to 100 crore? Yes, it is possible. When you do that, you become a different person. So that's when if you see the industrialists who have made it big, they have started with humble beginnings. All the stories, if you say, nobody came up with a golden spoon and they retained this thing. People came up with humble beginnings. They transformed themselves and became successful. They do not go back to being that small, tiny insect. However, they just hover around that, hoping that they are able to help their fellow entrepreneurs to reach that situations. Friends, my message to you all is that the dragonfly keeps flying and flying and flying. They want to bring their flock together, to bring up the person from that insect to become a dragonfly, and so that they can be a herd, they can be together and grow together. That's what this group is all about, right? We are here to transform each other. We are here to help each other, to support each other. Anil sir has started this wonderful initiative, right, of making healthy balance sheets through a wonderful group of mutually supportive group. We are here to transform one another. We are not here to go back to where you started off. We are here to transform and reach the potentials that you're meant to reach. At the same time, help your fellow friends and take them along with you. Thank you so much. Thank you for the wonderful opportunity. Look forward to a great association with you all. Wish you all great success. Thank you so much.
Can I have the comments of the colleagues, please? I was just mesmerized. I was just going on looking at sir. Can I have the comments, sir? So there's one thing. Oh my God, Jay sir has put down everything for you, sir. He's put down the entire thing. So class, when you put down your comments for respected Dharma sir, right? Such a calming session. Okay, especially coming after Samish sir, this is a calming session. Even I was mesmerized. Right, George sir is writing very good session and he just WhatsApped me your photograph, Mr. EP George, right? Respected George sir from
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right. So there's one very important point that I want dear Dharma sir to talk to you all. If there's one thing in family managed businesses we don't talk about, right? Thank you, Yogesh Vete. And I want all of you to please note this question, which is very, very important, right? Sir, I remember distinctly, and since all of you are there, Gani is there, all of you kids are there, I want you all to listen to this very carefully. So I remember attending a seminar that you had arranged, and very, very rarely that we have seen this. Sir, you give a lot of emphasis on culture, right? And I remember you had a term. Class, please listen to it very carefully, right? The word that you had used was Chief Cultural Officer. Okay, Chief Cultural Officer. Would you like to tell my dear students on, because we don't train them on this, we don't tell them this, we just assume, we train them on hard skills like finance and marketing, which is important, right? So how important is this culture according to you, sir? And being a board member at a senior level, you actually arranged a chief cultural officer where all these people came in and then you certified them. How important is culture for organizations? Well, Gani would possibly know that, but in India, I think we have not realized the importance of culture. Over to you, sir.
Absolutely, sir. So we started off on that initiative just to emphasize on that culture, saying that the culture is what will take the organization forward. How an organization treats its employees, how the organization treats its stakeholders, to its partners, to to fellow human beings, to the shareholders or vendors or partners or channel partners. It is important how an organization is building relationships, how the organization is taking its decisions, how every single act in a day is taken. So we wanted, the purpose that we did that program was to get into a brainstorming, to take some opinions from industry leaders and what they felt, and to set a context to ask who is a chief culture officer in an organization. Is there somebody called as chief culture officer? And the answer that we got was, there is nobody called as a chief culture officer. Every single is management the chief culture officer? Is the director the chief culture officer? Is HR the chief culture officer? Is sales and marketing people who are front-ending and meeting the customer the chief culture officer? Who is the culture officer? Every single person who's representing the company is a chief culture officer. And the culture which the company inculcates in each and every individual, what he carries, he becomes an ambassador. Wherever he goes, whether he's in the company, whether he's left the company, whether he is outside, inside, what he breathes becomes important. So that culture is what makes the person. So it's my dad taught me one thing. When he made me study, and then when I got into the corporate and all that, I had a heart-to-heart chat with my father. My father said, I don't want to keep big, inheritance for you and all those things. I'm not wanting to talk about all those things. What I want to talk about is that what I can pass on from me to you is the culture, is the value. That's what you take it forward. The rest, everything will fall in place. It's not about the money. It's not about those things are the thing. But if you have a right culture, if you have good practices that is there, that will take your organization to a better level. So that's why we thought the culture was very important.
So class, there are three things we don't teach you at the FME course. At least I don't do that because we try to take it for granted. So I'll give you three examples of this. This is the reason why, I invite such people to come in. And again, I repeat, he's on the board of 6 companies. Okay, you can't expect Dharma sir to talk about ratios. That's my job. That's absolutely my job. I'm the finance person. So 3 examples for you all. First example, which came from respected George sir, who told me something very good. He said that, if the owner himself is trying to steal money from the government, not pay taxes. So he gave me a very good case study. Again, he explains through cases. So he said very simply, they caught the employee stealing money. So the employee was called up and said, asked by the owner, how come you're stealing money? You can't do that. The employee looks back at the owner and says, sir, you are doing the same thing. You're underreporting your income and saving taxes from the government. What do you expect me to do? That's one example, right? Second, Rusi Modi. So when he was in, this is something which is very important in life, dear colleagues, right? Beyond balance sheets, right? Is that Rusi Modi realized that the workers' toilet was very, very dirty, while the senior management's toilet was very, very clean. So what did he do? Rusi Modi, the old Tata Steel gentleman who made Tata Steel what it is, he just reversed the boards. So he took the top management board and put it in front of the workers' board, took up the workers' board, put it as the top management board. What happened? Both the toilets became clean. Another culture. Third thing, which is extremely critical. Ajay Piramal sold his business to Abbott Laboratories. He sold, right, the Piramal group, pharmaceutical group, to Abbott Laboratories. And somebody asked him, why did you sell it? He said, I got some money which I would have taken me 40 years to generate through this business. So I sold it. And 40 years is good for me. I've saved that much. Now I'll do what I want. So some media guy asked him, excuse me, what about your children? What are you going to leave for them? And he had a very simple answer to them. He said, it's not the business that I want to leave for them. It is the values that I want to leave for them. Please understand, this is not a planned examples. I gave you 3 of them. Chief Cultural Officer. High time that family managed businesses realize that, it's also about the culture. Monday, we started with respected Shekhar sir coming and talking to you all about MISs. Why MISs are important, internal controls are important. Wednesday, I changed track. I got Samir sir to boost up your energy. Well, I could see some slack in you all, and I can, as a teacher, examine that. So I got Samir sir to boost up your energy. I'd say it's all there in the mindset. Today, I got an esteemed board member who works with professional and European and American multinationals to talk to you all about extremely critical vision, mission, and we make fun of this. Including Anil Menon, we make fun of this. Kya padhate hai, madam? Kya padhate hai, sir? Mission, how does it matter? So in a joint assignment that we did, every now and then, and respected George sir knows about this, every now and then, Dharma sir has to come back and say, you see, you're not aligning the owner to this entire idea. The moment we put that vision, mission statement in front of the owner was like, forget it. Why do you want to do it? He said, forget it. Then every now and then, Dharma sir has to point out, you see, there is a mismatch in the way you think, that I, as an investor, and the owner is thinking. Why don't you align yourself? So please understand, but these entire things about vision, mission that we make fun of, ultimately drives value, because everybody then realizes why we are working together. The main purpose is why. Why should an employee come to an office daily? Why should somebody serve you for 25 damn years? Is it because of the money that you pay? I don't think so. It's because possibly he feels good to be part of you all. And I'm sure you have a lot of people who are coming in there, right, who are there. Why does some marriages succeed and some fail? Because it's a reason they want to be together. And this is a very apt saying that I should say, right? In the first 1 year of marriage, it's a lot of fights because each one is trying to change the other. And if you survive that first year, then everything becomes normal, because then you learn to adapt yourself to each other. And then you say it's about having a joint family. So the why starts becoming extremely important. Yes, we focus on strategy. I'm calling Hiten sir very soon to this platform. We will focus on tactics, but have you ever thought about culture in your organization? I have not given such an input in my 25 years of teaching, but that's extremely important. That's the softer aspect of, and I was amazed to see when I went to this conference, which was there were so many people around and you were talking about culture. And said, yes, this is what we do to build up culture. There was one more thing that came up. When Birlas acquired Novelis, the big statement that came in is Birla Jain family, they don't forget non-veg, they don't eat onion and garlic. But Novelis is a Western company, Canadian company. Should we serve chicken in the canteen? Now that's a bigger cultural question. I don't have an answer for that, but there is some religious practices. When I went to the Religare corporate office, I was told very clearly, you can bring your own food, but you cannot get onion and garlic into this entire complex. So please understand, dear colleagues, so when I say this, we will be focusing on financial perspective. We will be talking about marketing, right? Next week is completely on exports. I've planned it like that. Then after that, next week, I will be only speaking. I will be doing all the ratios with you all, right? But I want to lay the context. And here, sir, there's a wonderful question for you, sir. A very important question that has come up. And this is from Surya, dear Surya, right? In real scenario of business, there is much of VUCA. VUCA, incidentally, Surya, you made me go through the Google. I should confess that I didn't have an answer. I keep forgetting this C, and I promise I'll not forget it henceforth. Volatility, uncertainty, complexity, and ambiguity. How to deal with it? How to deal with volatility, uncertainty, complexity, and ambiguity? What is the answer to this?
We're all doing it right now. The last 3 months of pandemic made us adapt to situations. Adaptability is very important. Where depending on the situation, how you challenge yourself and how you adapt yourself and doing it. Every individual, right, across, whether it was a management or whether it was a worker or whether it was in the factory, people have started adapting to the situation. The people found ways of innovative means to look at how to handle situations. Didn't we do that? Whether we're doing it in our household, whether we do it in our company, in our societies, in the surrounding areas, or in our companies, aren't we looking at opportunities how we can handle the situations? Just be aware of what is happening. Be adaptable. Be open to learning. Remove the clutter. Just be focused on what you want to achieve. And yes, VUCA is a terminology that is being used nowadays quite often. It's nothing in our simple terms. It is just making us to be prepared for uncertainties, be prepared, be adaptable, be open to learning, and be innovative in every aspects that you look at. That's how I look at it.
So I'll take this further, and I'm enjoying this. So we'll extend this by another 10 minutes. I just told my client, I'm working from office today. So I just told my dear client that I will be around for 10 more minutes and I need you here. So this entire thing about volatility, uncertainty, complexity, and ambiguity, according to me, Surya Bete, is correct. But we Indians are much more prominent in doing this because we are used to this. We are used to this entire system. You can ask Abhishek Biyani. Tomorrow you may have an excise inspector or a GST guy walking into his office. Tomorrow you may lose a big order. You may lose an absolutely big order, right, from an European client. So the fact of the matter is, according to me, if you ask me, because we have got what is called as a scarcity mindset and we can battle all hardships, I think, yes, VUCA is a term that has been popularized by Harvard, but Indians have been able to adapt and evolve. Please ask George sir. You realize one thing now, respected George sir. I'm going to give you examples. You have to go back today and talk to your parents and just ask them. Manas should ask Ketan sir what is the biggest challenge that he faced. I didn't know this, but I've been told that George sir had one single supplier or one single distributor. Right? This will be explained by Hiten sir because he was telling me this. And one fine day, that gentleman decides to switch to competition. Now, what do you do in such cases? Overnight, you're in trouble. Now, please understand, dear colleagues, the entire thing about adaptation and evolution, it all comes with a mindset. It all comes with a clear mindset. Abhi has a very good question. Right. Yes, Parth, absolutely right. Today's session is going on extremely well. In fact, I have not ever done this soft skill part. Now I understand why he's on the board of 6 companies, right? Because you see, when you're on the board of companies, you don't only look at numbers. You try and drive something across, right? Right. So extremely, right. Right. Thank you, Vinod sir. Thank you very, very much. Right. If you look at Parth is saying that the Tata legacy is what took them to the next level. So when Tatas are taking over some company, there will be least resistance. But if Reliance tries to take over some company, obviously there will be resistance because it's a culture that defines an organization. And yes, Abhishek, that important point to refer here is Maslow's theory. Yes, it all starts with making money, right? In fact, I started smiling moment. Dharma sir said that he finds somebody walking in front of my house. I immediately realized he's talking about my dad. Okay, because my dad, right, would keep moving out, trying to do small things there. Now, please understand, it all starts with making money. Then it goes into something bigger, right? Are you doing it for your employees? Are you doing it for first yourself, family, employees? Then comes the social costs. So we all tend to move up the ladder. Maybe a youngster may not realize that because he is in that Josh. We all evolve ourselves. And then finally we reached the stage in Maslow's which is called as self-actualization. Saurabh has something very good to say. He says that they start with every meeting with the mission and core values of the company. So everyone remembers it, what the company stands for. Right? I think, right, this is extremely critical that everybody knows why we are together. See, he's only making money. Sorry to use this gunny, and I'm not insulting anybody. Even the smuggler Dawood is making a lot of money. But why are we together? It's also about the 3 P's that comes in: profit, planet, and people. Right? Profit, planet, and people. Amazing session, sir. Absolutely amazing session. I have one last.
Sir, can I add one point on that?
Yes, please.
On the money part. I fully agree. Money is very important, and we're all here to make money, and that's that's what we're all working day in and day out for. But I just wanted to say, is our purpose making money? I would say money is an outcome. Your purpose is something what you want to do. Passionately, you want to do something for yourself, something for your family, something for your society. And that's a business. Why you have chosen a particular business? There are many ways to make money. Why you have chosen a particular business or a particular path to do that? Because you have a purpose. The purpose is that why you want to do that. The money is an outcome.
The day we all realize this, that will give us immense satisfaction. It's the outcome that matters, right? Thank you very much, Dharma sir. Thank you absolutely very much. The kids have already started complimenting you. You can have a look at the chat. I would just take 2 more minutes, colleagues. This is extremely critical. This was given by Shekhar Joshi sir, right? So the mindset is very clear. So let me again repeat. We started with the MIS. We talked about mindset. Today we talked about software aspects. Next week, completely, we will talk about boosting of exports. I'll be getting people who have done it. Prerit has done it. Abhishek has done it. And today I got somebody for factoring. I don't know how it happened. I think, as they say, when your intention is noble, the world will come together so that you achieve your mission. And my mission is very simple. Stronger balance sheet. So I'm focusing on the sales part now. Sales is boosting exports. So I did the MIS part, internal controls. Then I talked about mindset. And I couldn't get a better speaker than Samish sir to get all of you all back. Today we talked about the software aspects, which cannot be revealed in numbers. Next week we'll switch gears. We'll straight away go on to exports. The week after that, I'll come back again. I'll be there through and through. We'll talk about ratios. We'll talk about each ratio and what it means, etc., etc. Because all of you all should know numbers, right? This was explained by respected Shekhar sir. And I've got this very important message which came to me from dear Paul. I love him. So this is extremely important. Please divide your business into 3 zones. Extremely important now. It's high time you do that. If you are going to look at customers, extremely important that you follow these 3 zones. How do you do it? I do not know. It's a fallout of this. Clearly a fallout of this. From here you move here. Please divide it and take actions, right? Henceforth, I would request all of you all, yes, loans, you have done your part. Some of you have been successful. Some of you have been very, very successful. Some of you are still trying. No problem. It will happen. Now start looking at vendor management and immediately realize that I hope your customers are not treating you like a bank at 0% interest rate. And that's where you need to start taking action. Start looking at it. Very, very simple. This format is there with you all. Now start dividing this. You can call this the 3 zones, right? As my kid calls it so very well, right? Red part, be very careful. You should learn to say no in business. High time you do that. Yes, my next mission for all of you all, Sunday is personal finance. We continue with that. Is start thinking. Please start thinking. All right. We already have the circle of action, circle of opportunity. I close my entire session. The circle of action, that's exports. So next week, I'd like to focus on exports. I want all of you all to come down. 1, you may be able to apply it immediately. 2, even if you have not thought about it, you'll get some ideas. I'm going to call a colleague here, a very senior person. You know him, Deepak ji is there on Telegram. He says that, there is 0% funds rewrite, only capability. And he can get funding through Exim Bank and you can execute projects all over the world. He's going to come and talk to you all how to do that. So you only need to have competency and you should have demonstrated experience. Come, He'll get you projects through Exim Bank, and you can start executing the projects. He's going to be there. Some of you are into exports. You don't know whether customer will pay you. Saili Parekh, and the name of the organization will come very soon. They will talk about factoring services. My kids will talk about how they have achieved success. Right? God bless them in their own humble way. And we'll also have, obviously I meant Prerit and Abhijit and all those of you all who want to come and add value to this lovely group. And finally, we'll have Tej Contractor, who is on the international forum of, extremely great guy on freight forwarding, to come and talk about the current norms and what should be done. I am having the time of my life with you all. Right? My mission is very clear. I want to see society grow through business. It's only you who can make that difference. I also realized why I'm so happy today, because I'm able to touch each one of you all. So that why part, if you decide, I was just going on listening, that why part, where do I derive this energy from? I don't like talking about myself, but now I realize why I'm happy sleeping 4 hours, right, and still be fresh throughout, because the why has been defined. The why is very simple. Somebody sitting in Indore is getting help. Somebody sitting in Guwahati is getting help. My life is fulfilled. As simple as that. I stop with this. We continue our discussions on Telegram, Menon Mantras. Love you all. Right. My only request is move out of loans very soon. Start thinking of other expense heads. We have to start moving very fast. Seniors have already mentioned that. Dharma sir has in fact posted a notification. Anjay ji kept saying that, sir, ye log loan se bahar nahi aa rahe. He called me and said that very clearly. You have to start moving now. Right? Because banks ka ho gaya beta, 1-2% kam hua. But there is bigger cost heads that we need to manage now. Are you looking at rent? Are you looking at vendor management? Are you looking at inventory management? We need to start doing that. We need to start doing that. When I go to the numbers session, I'll invite some more speakers like Hiten sir. I'm going to get Moradin sir also, which is important. And yes, my final slide, which according to me is redundant now, that so active on Telegram. Thank you very much, Dharmarajan sir. Thank you very much. Your presence itself was very inspiring. As somebody said very correctly, very calming session, right? Absolutely calming session. Yes, Abhishek. I dollar business, I will confirm, because he didn't attend yesterday's meeting, Abhishek. So I can't confirm that without his telling me. Abhishek, don't mind. You arranged that session, but he couldn't come, Aditya. So till Aditya confirms, I cannot answer. Right? I want to invite him, but till I get a confirmation and what he's going to speak, it's very important. Please don't misunderstand. This is a set of people who are right there. Right? Sunday, 10 a.m. is going to be on Hertek's platform. Absolutely, Hertek's platform. We are going to talk about receivable management on an exchange. So again, thanks to Sanil Shah, we have got Sanil Shah has done a great job, as I acknowledge in Telegram group. He's got Mr. Ketan Gaikwad, MD and CEO of TREDS, and he's going to talk about how can you get into receivable management, right? And that's going to be an exciting session according to me. Right, because the CEO himself is going to talk about this. So many of you all will realize, right, receivable management is going to get easier now. Yes, vendor management is going to get easier. 11:45, we will continue with personal finance. We will continue with personal finance because that's also one more mission. Right, Harish sir and I would speak on personal finance, which is management goals, understanding debt products, right? Why FD is not as good as what you think, and even debt funds have got risk. How do you mitigate that risk? So I'm going to have fun of my life. Thank you, sir. Thank you very, very much. Right. God bless. Sir, the last remarks have come from my audience itself. Thank you so much, Dharma, sir. Amazing session. Right. Great concept of culture. Right. Thank you very, very much. God bless all of you. Sorry we extended.
Thank you so much.
It was really good. That's the reason I extended. I found it very, very different than what I normally do. Thank you, sir. Thank you very, very much.
Thank you so much. My pleasure. And thanks for the opportunity.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, colleagues. We continue, right? Prerit, God bless you, Bete. Right? We continue our discussion. Thanks, Gariba, Bete. God bless. Right? Thank you very, very much. See you on Sunday, 10 o'clock at Simmer's platform, my Simmer's platform, and 11:45 on Menon Mantras. 10 o'clock is corporate finance, and Vikas, my bache, rockstar, right? I didn't know you were there. God bless you. And 11:45 personal finance. Thank you, sir. You put in the final word for all of us. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Vinayak, I'm stopping, bete. I'm stopping.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir.